Yes, all my knuckle up fans and knockout fans. Yes, you know what you're here for, man. It is the Knockout of the Week award, hosted by yours truly, Mike Gore, and my man Cedric Ben in the den. And yes, there were some men that went to sleep this weekend. A lot of big right hands, a lot of men hitting the mat, a lot of men snoring before they hit the mat. Oh, what a weekend of knockouts, guys. Holy crow. And the one that takes the cake, I'm going to let you announce it, Cedric. The one that takes the cake, the one that wins our award is going to none other than
Mr. Sonny Conto.
wow.
Big heavyweight with skills.
Wow.
We still, me and Mike are still in the process of putting up our rates of knockouts, like, how we rank them as far as, the different levels of them. One of those things that have to factor in is sometimes is like the loud noise that it makes. Although I was just thinking, well, sometimes if it's one of the earlier cards, if there's not a lot of people there, you really hear those punches when they land. And this was the same thing. Sometimes even at the highest level, when there's a loud crowd, you hear it. That's when you really know you got power. But anyway, this Sonny Conto, when he landed that right hand, it was perfect. It was perfect, and it wasn't just thrown; it was set up with some jabs. About 30 seconds earlier, he threw a triple jab. As I watch it right now on the highlights, he threw one hard jab to the body, then came back up top with a triple jab.
Yeah.
Faked another jab, and then he just came with the now you got them. I got you thinking about that. Boom, boom.
Hits him with that two-piece from KFC, bro. He hit him with that two-piece, brother. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Honestly, he followed through so hard. I swear you could hear that smack in the top of that arena, man. And you know what? It's unfortunate though, because our counterpart, our friend, our co-host, our colleague, Tim Witherspoon was sitting ringside for that shit.
Yes,
he was sitting ringside. He tried to call us from there, with his phone on the Friday night panel. You guys can check that out. But yes, he did. He was sitting ringside for that. Honestly, I wish he was he's getting an award today, actually. So he's unable to be here with us. He said he wanted to be because he wanted to talk about this big one, man. Sonny Conto coming through over Justin Rolfe. Guys, if you don't know who Sonny Conto is, man, I got to break it down for you a little bit. He is one of these guys that's up and coming. He's young. He's only 26 years old, just coming into his man strength, man. He's known as the Bronco. Okay, he's 6'4" with a 77-inch reach. He is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, managed by David McWater. And right now, he's 10-0 with 8 knockouts. And he is ranked 23 out of 357 heavyweights in the United States right now. And he's ranked 103 out of 1,259 heavyweights in the world. Guys, he is definitely one that you got to be watching out for, man. This is a vicious, vicious knockout. Definitely going to be on the contender for highlight of the year. And I'm not just our highlight of the year, man. It's definitely one of those knockouts, guys, that will be in the running for highlight of the year, whether it be Top Rank, ESPN, whoever it is, man. This is one of these big ones. We will drop the link to this in the comments so you guys don't have to go far to check it out. But what a devastating knockout. Big right hand from Sonny Conto. Cementing his place in the heavyweight division right now. Guys, be on the lookout for this kid, man, for sure. But we got some other ones we got to talk about, man. We got some other ones we definitely have to talk about. We're going to be joined shortly by Miss Too Bad, who wants to drop her 2 cents on what she saw this weekend and the knockouts that she witnessed.
One more thing we have to add to it is as far as the knockout ratings is that if the referee doesn't even bother counting.
Yeah.
In this case here, like the referee was counting, but there was no need for the count. There was no need for it. Like sometimes it kind of makes me mad. Like just hurry up and get the doctor in and help.
Help me. Castillo Clayton. Let's touch on this one. This one, our man Castillo Clayton, the Canadian, suffered his first loss last night at the hands of Jaron Boots Ennis. Big fight. Castillo Clayton looked good coming out. He was sticking to that game plan, staying off those ropes. But second round, he kind of ducked under a shot, a jab I believe it was, and
Yeah.
he did the wrong thing, man. He had his head pointed to the ground, his face.
Yeah. Kind of like as you're ducking under, you want to try to keep your eyes up a little bit. As he ducked under, he kind of looked down, and so he got hit in the back of the head. Not kind of, he definitely got hit in the back of the head. And that's what we're saying was back.
No, they were trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes while they were playing the replay, saying, "Oh yeah, it hit him kind of like in the the ear and the temple area." Listen, I don't know about you, but my ear isn't on the back of my effing head, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my ear isn't back here. It's not back here. That punch right back here. It didn't hit behind the ear. It didn't hit the temple. Listen, it hit in the back of the head. It's unfortunate. He leaned into it. He got it. He got dropped, man. He tried his damnedest, man. He was rolling around on his front, on his back.
Yeah, but that's the area, when you get punched in the back of your head, that kind of messes up your equilibrium. That's why
it does. It really does mess it up, and you could tell. But look at the heart. Look at the heart that Castillo Clayton has, man.
Yeah.
This guy has heart, man. He heard 9 count, 10 was coming, and he jumped to his feet. As much as his feet didn't want him to jump, he jumped to his feet. He got up. He tried his damnedest to get back into that fight, man. That shows true heart. But you know what? It was a good thing it was called off, because honestly, that could have caused a lot more damage if the ref would have let him go. But you could see, man, he stumbled into the ropes. Big knockout for Jaron Boots Ennis.
Yeah. Much respect to the Canadian. He's still a big contender at that 147. This is his first loss, so he's 19-1 with one draw, and even in that draw that he had with Lipinets, I thought that he won that. So
everybody thinks he won. Everybody thinks he won that.
He's still a top dog, a top player at that 147-pound division. I think he's still a problem for anybody, really.
Definitely. He came in looking jacked last night, man. He looked jacked. He looked like he was outweighing Ennis by pounds, man. His arms are huge. The guy's got lots of power, but it's just showing that Ennis is a sniper, bud. He's a sniper at that division, and
he's as I said before, him and Shakur Stevenson are the two next for the next generation to come. Those two guys right there, they definitely passed the eye test right now, and they'll be up there soon. I really believe.
Definitely. We got to talk about another one, man. Our man, Young Holy. Young Holy suffered his first loss last night. Jermaine McDonald, the electrician, the man works 9 to 5. Underdog coming in last night. Upset. Big upset. Just goes to show you, listen, man, you still got to keep them hands up, man. That was a big overhand right that dropped our man Young Holy on his face.
Yeah.
Count suspended, sleeping, cricked up. Honestly, might be made into a meme, just like the Nate Robinson one. Kind of similar outcome, man. Big overhand right, dropped him on his face. Man was sleeping. A little bit of a wake up call for him. I believe he's coming off a huge highlight reel knockout win in his last fight.
Yes, he won the knockout of the week once. That was a very good knockout. Unfortunately, he got caught this time. He tried to get up, but he couldn't beat the count. Hey, Sugar the champ, how are you?
Hey,
how are you? Good Sunday, good afternoon.
Hi,
Good afternoon.
Hi, Sugar.
I know I'm late.
It's okay.
I know I'm late, but we got something to talk about, don't we?
Yeah.
You saw it, eh? You saw that knockout?
What is the story? Y'all tell me what the story is on that one.
Okay, here it is. I'll break it down for you, Sugar. Sonny Conto, the Bronco, 26 years old, orthodox, 6'4", 77-inch reach, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, born, raised, managed by David McWater. He's 10-0 right now with 8 knockouts. He's ranked 23 out of 357 in the United States, 103 out of 1259 in the world. And he's only been active since 2019. That's him. That's the man. Right now, Sonny Conto.
I mean, that's quite the spot.
Tim Witherspoon Tim Witherspoon was the one that told us to watch out for this kid.
Okay.
Philly. He's from Philly.
I mean,
Tim-
Philly has the hottest kitchens, period.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
You draw somebody out of Philly, it's a 90% chance they're a killer. You know,
Oh, yeah.
so you got to be careful. But man,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely gonna be a highlight reel knockout for contender of the year, man. Definitely. He's our winner of this knockout of the week.
And because it was the way he set it up too. He didn't just go a random right hand. He let off some good jabs first. He let off a triple jab, then he faked it and then landed a jab, and then after that, then he just came with a hard 1-2.
Yeah,
talk to me.
He came with that
Okay.
KFC 2-piece, man. The KFC
Like
2.
that's what I'm saying. Like when this is the thing about boxing that a lot of people it's only guys like you will appreciate. It's really setting it up.
Yeah.
Setting
It's about
up
the
the
set.
ooh-ah. You know what I'm saying? The punchline. We call it, you gotta know how to butcher,
Yeah.
Yes,
right?
yes,
And
yes.
so, like he said, you gotta carve him up with that
Yeah.
jab.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And then follow through.
Exactly.
And
Yo,
when
here's-
it's executed so eloquently,
Mhm.
we got something to talk about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Talk about how Justin Rolfe didn't know where he was and thought he was just waking up to go to the fight.
Listen,
That's what he thought when he was rolling
ain't
around.
that the story
He
all
thought he
the
was getting up.
time?
He thought he was getting up out of bed and the alarm was just going off. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I got that Sonny Conto fight tonight."
Let me
No, you
tell
don't.
you, when,
No, you don't.
let
He
me
went to
tell you,
sleep.
when you get clipped good,
Oh yeah, when you get
clipped good, you
Oh yeah.
you kind of get caught in the matrix a little bit. You got to take yourself back, like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, what time is it?
You want to go back to the future? Forget a DeLorean. Get knocked out like that.
Again,
You
get
lose
one
a
of them
you lose a dare
KFOs.
too quick. You lose a dare too quick.
KFOs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Honestly, our man Young Holy though, I was a little upset to see him get knocked out the way he did. Honestly, I hope it doesn't get turned into a meme like the Nate Robinson one, because he got dropped the same way that Nate went to sleep. Young Holy went to sleep. Wake up call for him. First loss. He suffered his first loss, and you know what? It's a real wake up call to lose your first loss like that. It's what he's going to do now when he gets back to the gym. That's going to show if he's got what it takes to continue on and stand in the legacy that his father has set for him. It's going to see how he recovers from this, because that was a devastating knockout that could end somebody's confidence, just ruin it, and not be able to get back in there and perform the way he was.
Well, you just got to remember that, just L stands for learning, not a loss. So you just got to remember that.
Oh, Cedric, you're such a good coach. You went like, listen, get you on my team.
Oh, it's just, you just have to somewhat think positive. Take some time off, get some rest. Let the brain rest. Don't rush back into the gym, and just really understand that this is a serious game that you're in, and your defense has to be on point at all times. So
I definitely want
like a true general. Said
exactly.
I'm trying.
Honestly, I got to talk about it. Sometimes we search hard for these knockouts, man. Sometimes some of the cards, they go unanimous decision the whole way, points the whole way, whatever it is. But I must say, last night was probably one of the most enjoyable nights that I've had in a while watching fights, because Charlo ended in a KO, Ennis ended in a KO, Marlon Tables ended in a KO, Jerry Perez ended in a KO, Jurgen ended in a KO, Anthony Cuba KO, Giovanni Bruzen KO,
damn,
Milja KO,
Wow.
Luciano Sanchez
Skid Row this week.
It was all on the same card. All on the same card. Only 3 fights on that entire card went
the
distance.
Wow.
Okay? This is a huge night of knockouts. A huge night of knockouts on the one card. I believe it was 9. 9.
Wow. I don't know what the record is, but maybe we'll try to keep track of that, because I don't know. When was
That
the
was
last
huge.
time
It
the
was huge. It was a big
percentage
knockout weekend, man. So you know what? We have our winner, Sonny Conto. But
to
yo,
touch
we gotta
touch
shout
on
out
the
our
Charlo,
box,
to
man.
touch on the main event.
Yeah.
And we just talked about setting up for the knockout. That's why I like listening to the post fight press conferences, because the fighters and the coaches, they really give more details. But it's kind of funny because before the fights, when they're doing the reporters ask what you're gonna do, it's kind of hard to answer that, because you don't want to just say this is what we're gonna be exactly doing against the opponent.
Yeah.
But after the fight, when it's all said and done, then the fight's over. That's when they can really give details. That's why I always pay attention to the post fight press conferences. And Derek James, he specifically said, because Charlo mentioned throwing punches from different angles.
Yeah.
And then Derek James came in and said, but it's not just throwing punches from different angles. You have to set up those punches from different angles, and you can do that with good footwork. And that's what he mentioned. Not just simply don't get against the ropes, but how do you not stay against the ropes? With good footwork, lateral movement, try to spin. If you want to take a break, take it in the center of the ring, not against the ropes.
We talking generalship.
That's
Trust me.
exactly. So when you're ready to move, you can move. And so that's what he talked about. It wasn't just throwing punches from different angles. You have to be in the right position to throw those punches from different angles with your footwork. So, just what Sugar, mentioned before about being smart in there, not just throwing punches. You have those guys, because he mentioned that too. You'll have those guys, like
Who are they coming for? You or Sugar?
That just or Sugar, yes.
Who they coming for right now? You or Sugar? Because my window's closed. It ain't me.
So you have those boxers that do have that one punch KO, but other boxers have to set it up.
Gotta set it up.
Honestly,
and can I interject too with setting?
Yeah.
Like I said, I love chatting with you guys. Setty's the general. You know what I'm saying? Mike's my numbers guy. He know the statistics. And it just comes together because, all I know is the game. You know what I'm saying? And when you see it come together, when you see the math really come together and the result of it, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all at the press conference, right? And one of the best fighters press conference wise to me is Bernard Hopkins, right? If y'all have ever sat in on any of Bernard's press conferences, this man, he jokes, he lies, he's disrespectful, but then he's respectful. Like he takes the crowd and the opponent and their corner on a ride, right? And I saw the Charlo, I saw that press conference, the pre-fight, and Charlo is real raw, right? He they were cheering and he was like USA, and he was like, you come into my house and things like that, right? Which sells the fight short term, but like I think the Charlo brothers are very marketable to me, I think his style needs to be polished a bit more, but and now coming to how the KO is going to happen, how he's going to butcher this guy. I think fighters need to be more eloquent in how they express that. Not so much the coaches, but like Seti's a great general, right? So any fighter that Seti trains, he's breaking it down so that the fighter understands how we're going to divvy this body up in the ring, and how, and probably even by when it's gonna happen, right? If I'm pushing at your liver the whole, if I'm pushing at your liver for the first half of the fight, right? Yeah, you going to get stopped by, if I'm pressing your liver, you're going to get stopped by that body shot later down in the fight. I'm taking you into a deep water KO. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So like y'all mentioned, there are people that are blessed with that one punch knockout power,
Yeah.
right? And then there's those that have to make a story out of it, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
That is really what that's really what this whole thing's about. So Mike
Make a
coming
story out
in,
of it. I love the way you put that. Make a story, because sometimes it takes a couple of rounds. You know, you try
that's
once,
yeah,
back to back.
yeah.
I
You know
like
what I'm
that. I like
saying?
that.
I mean, I love that. I miss it, But
The
even,
introduction,
Mike,
the
huh?
conclusion.
Introduction and conclusion.
Introduction, conclusion.
Yeah,
You
man.
damn right.
Yeah, trust
Yeah.
me. The
And
introduction, the conclusion. Right here.
sometimes,
Let me show you the story.
yeah,
Yo, here's how it finishes. Once upon a time, the end.
the end. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
Once upon a
yes.
time, the end. That's it, right there. There you
I
go.
love that. I love that. And that's the entertainment of it. And I'm glad that we can have these chats. I'm glad y'all invited me in on this knockout of the week because Mike just said this card had, like, this was Skid Row.
Yeah,
People were
man.
getting it ended.
Listen, see, I would be upset. Okay, there's cards where you're like, 12, 13, 14 fights scheduled on it, and then they all go the distance, and you're like, man, I've been here for 8 effing hours watching this shit, right? And then you get those cards. Then you get those cards that are like, yo, every mother got knocked out the first round. I've been in
And
and out.
it's like, quick.
Yo, 45 minutes. We've seen 8 fights.
Oh
What the hell
my
is this shit? But this was a good mixture. This worked out real well. People got knocked out, but they didn't all get knocked out in the first round. So, it was lengthy enough, and it was entertaining enough, and it was huge, man. And shout out to all the guys on that card who got knockouts, man. You know what? If we could, we would definitely show all these clips. We're working on a way to do
I
this.
know we gotta get these clips up there.
Trust me. I've been
Yeah.
working with our producers for a way to get this done so we can start
Okay.
showing these knockouts.
Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
definitely.
But you know what? Shout outs to shout outs to the ones that got clipped too. Right?
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
I'm
They
gonna
got
tell
in
you,
there.
sometimes you don't know that you pulling it back too low and bing. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like you really don't know. Sometimes you don't know how much you suck down to where you can't come back from a shot, and you're realizing it as the fight progresses. Like,
I'm glad you
boom.
brought that up. That's something that is very overlooked, and not people don't realize how much that affects fighters. When you suck down weight, your punch resistance also comes
Ooh,
down too. So that's the
you're
big reason why.
sacrificing. You're
Mhm,
sacrifice. Trust me,
exactly.
and it's quite commendable. Like when you see a fighter suck down to fight, know that they're sacrificing a part of themselves. They're not the
Mhm,
same fighter, but they're taking that chance and sacrificing and giving up that part of themselves so they can fight, so they
yes.
can make this fight,
Hmm.
right? So, it ain't all about, some people think, oh, the win, lose. No, it's not black and white.
No.
It's really not black and white. It's gray. It's a story.
Yeah.
It's a story. And I want people to understand what this whole thing is about, what this story is. Some fighters, that Canelo Bivol or whatever,
Yeah.
like, that guy was huge fight night. I'm sure he sucked down to make the weight, and then Canelo went up,
Oh
right?
yeah, no, they believe that he probably walked in there at about 195.
Whoo,
He
I
probably
saw
he
it
probably,
on
he
him,
probably he probably packed it. He probably packed in about 20 pounds.
right?
And
So
the thing is
that
that he had to lose weight to get there. Well, Canelo had to gain weight
had
to
to
get there.
gain, right?
Huge difference, right? But here's the
Right?
thing.
But
Here's the thing with that, power. As you go up, your power ain't coming with you as you move up in those weight
some
classes. I'm
people
sorry.
power don't come with them,
No.
right?
Yeah.
And then as you suck down, your power don't go with
Exactly.
you
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
So it's really a science to this. So,
Mhm.
when you see these matches and when you see these styles, know that we as fighters are transforming with every risk we take. If
Mhm.
I decide to go up 5 pounds, I ain't the same fighter. If
Right.
I decide to go down 5 or 10 pounds, I ain't the same fighter. And I
Mhm.
gotta revisit what my strengths are
No.
in this place. and try to win this motherfucker. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what the love, that's the love and respect I have for this sport, for boxing. You
Right.
got, you got generals like Seti, where they got to know that if their fighter can take this risk.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Will this ruin my fighter? Because some
Mhm.
risks ruin a fighter, where even when they go back up, they ain't the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know
Mike,
if you guys.
Mike with the numbers, the same thing. You come in with the numbers. You always, I'm like, okay, what's this guy's KO percentage? What's this
Yeah.
guy like? This is the science of it. You need to have a team
Yes.
such as you, with you, Mike, and with you, Seti. Somebody that knows the game. And a lot of
Yeah.
fighters, they take that for granted. They don't understand it. Right. So
Right.
some of the cream don't get to rise to the top because they
Yeah.
don't have
There
a
you
good
go.
team behind them.
Exactly. Don't worry. I'm dropping. I'm going to be dropping a press release soon about some stuff with these young fighters who can get in touch with me, and I'll help them out in their career. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be dropping some news soon. But in the meantime, we got to talk before this show's over about Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez and his big win last night, improving to 44-0 with a knockout in the fourth round. And we got to talk about the Vargas dynasty. Wow. Fernando Vargas Jr. coming through last night with a big first round knockout. And the debut of Emiliano Vargas. First round knockout, man. The real deal, the real hype. Literally threw
Okay.
51 punches, landing 51 or 50 punches, landing 51% or something like that. And I mean,
Okay.
round knockout accuracy. This kid's the real deal. They believe this young kid who had his pro debut last night, who's a 7-time national champion, is literally the star child, the protege.
All right. We done. I can't take it no more.
We gotta watch
All
him.
right.
You gotta watch him. We gotta talk.
Listen,
We gotta talk about
listen.
it.
Until they get that, these are males though.
Oh
Until
yeah,
they get to
he's
that
19 and
15.
he's knocking guys out like he's got his old man strength already, and he hasn't even
When
developed
he
it.
when he get there up to number 15, that 15th fight,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Up in there. Now we know he got his big
He's gonna
man
be
britches
he's gonna
on.
be just like his daddy. You heard it right here on this show right now. That's what I do.
I
I
mean,
give you
people thought that
prospects
with
to watch.
Evan, and
I
now
give you
Evan got to
prospects to
reap
watch, and I'm telling you, watch out for this kid, the third of the Vargas dynasty, Emiliano Vargas. Watch out for this kid. I'm telling you, he is the real deal. You heard it here. Believe me. But I want to talk about Zurdo real quick. Big fight last night.
Okay.
Zurdo Ramirez, honestly, he's improved to 44-0. He took on Dominic Bozell. That fight ended in I believe it was fourth round KO, man, and Bozell just couldn't take it. I don't know if you had a chance.
What was the final blow or series of blows? Because I didn't catch it.
Honestly, it was a
Some
bunch.
uppercuts he landed. He caught him in the corner and landed some good uppercuts. I don't think his opponent. I never heard him before. He didn't seem at
Honestly, he seemed like he was not even in the right caliber, man. But Bozell is, he's got experience, man. He's 30. He was 32-2-0 going into that fight last night. Okay, and but only 12 knockouts. If you don't know him, he is from Germany. He's 32 years old. He's 6'1". He's ranked number 1 in the light heavy in Germany, and he's ranked 20th in the world. Well, probably not after last night, but you know what I mean. But yeah, he's coming off of fighting people that it's all been on German soil, so we're not really gonna know who he is. Last night was his debut on U.S. soil, and Gilberto Ramirez. He tuned him up, man. Knocked him out, fourth round.
There was a time that Germany had some excellent prospects.
There are some coming.
Okay, because it seemed like for the past maybe 4 or so years, the it's been shallow. The pond has been shallow out there, and I'm wondering, are they? I'm wondering why.
You know what's happened?
Germany
I'll,
can't
I'll tell
really
you what's
build.
happened. I'll tell you what's happened. What's happened is all of Europe now, each of these countries are developing their own styles of fighting. So it's not just that one militant way where you got the Russian style of boxing, the German style of boxing. No, now you're getting, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, you're getting people, from all Turkey, Istanbul, you're getting all these different new styles of boxing. So, some are overshadowing the others and some have to, revamp with time. They gotta put work in.
Yeah, because Germany was always that straightforward style, like
Mhm. Yeah.
Well,
they
last night it looked like straight reverse.
Mhm.
what? He
I'll tell
was
you, it
playing
looked like
Uno
reverse.
and got the reverse card.
Oh, he was like, oh, backing up the whole time. But no, I'm not taking anything away from Gilberto Zerto Ramirez. You know what? He's a big thing right now, man. He hits real hard. He's got the wins under his belt, and honestly, he can dish it with the best of them. And you know what? After last night's win, it makes him, I believe, mandatory for Bivol.
So can I ask a question to you guys? And this is just like this is not even specific to any fight that happened. Just as your just as a fight guy. Uh what kind of knockout do you value the most? The early round stoppages or the late round stoppages? Or
Late round, devastating knockouts. That's it. When you put a
how
man to
about you,
sleep,
Cedric?
when you put a man to sleep in those later rounds, I'm talking like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. That shows power and skill. The fact that you have the skill to still set it up when you're that tired in those last rounds, those championship rounds and stuff, and the fact that you still carrying that power to be able to do that one punch knockout. That's big for me. That's big for me. That shows a lot. But I'm also a fan of the setup, the intelligent IQ, not one shot, but a combination of shots, like a Benavides kind of style. I'm not going to knock you out with one shot. I'm going to pepper you with 15, and you're going to be knocked out twice on the way down to the mat. Bang, 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 knockout. Oh, shit, I'm falling. Oh, I got woken up. Oh, shit, I'm still going down to the ground. Oh, and I'm up again. Something like that. Those kind of things, they impress the hell out of me, man, because that shows real skill. Real skill.
Yeah. I appreciate to see a boxer set it up over time, like the later round stoppages. Not that I prefer. I mean, if you're as a fighter yourself specifically, I just want to get it over with as soon as possible. If it's first round knockout, the more time I'm in there, the more risk there is that something's gonna happen to me. Unfortunately, I know it's bad for the crowd, but for me, I want to hurry up and get my work done and get out. So that's for me personally.
Clock out early.
Yeah, exactly. As far as watching it, yeah, when you see a tough 50-50 fight, like for example, last night, Castano and Charlo, the reason why it was a rematch because the first fight was even. And even the fight last night was even too. Like I believe 7 out of the 10 rounds that lasted, I marked as close rounds. So it could have went even.
No, they were really close. They were really close.
That's why I appreciate later knockouts like that, where it's each round you don't know what's gonna happen at any time.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other times like other fighters like Deontay Wilder, whose skill level is definitely not up there, but that power.
But he got that thunderclap.
At any time, if he lands one of those things, it's gonna cause damage. So it's like that you still have to be careful, even though you already know your skills are better than him. You still better be careful because one of those will change everything.
I like to call that NyQuil.
Yes, the good night.
The NyQuil iron.
Right, and so
sleepies.
There you go. So, but then there's other guys that like Sugar said, they might not have the one punch knockout power, but they have to be smart and set it up, and the knockouts come later on. So, I guess if I had to pick one, it's the later knockouts where you can see a guy had to be smart and look for it and set it up. So that's where I would go with which one I prefer.
Y'all ain't new, y'all is true. I love it because it's true, right? Having been in there, you know what I'm saying? The work that a fighter does, it's not to get in there and boom, knock him out right? It really is not. That's
Almost
really
feels like a
not
waste
what
of a
we
training
want.
camp, eh?
Thank you. Like we wasting time. Like you are learning. You're
Yo,
becoming.
I just wasted 6 weeks puking in a bucket after 10-mile runs and ice
My
baths and all this
goodness,
shit.
I ain't
You
gonna
get in
do
there and
all of
work for
this for
30
you.
seconds.
Nah, you ain't gonna lay down now. No, we gonna do the whole dance,
And
right?
that's
So
before you knock him out, you're like, fuck. I mean,
I
You're
like,
like,
literally
man,
had that where I'm
man.
like, dang,
Yeah.
you know, it's that setup because let me tell you, it's true. Down towards the end is where the shit all comes together.
Yeah.
It's where that shot to the solar plex in round 2
Yeah.
catches up to you in round 6.
Yeah. Where your chest still hurts. You're like,
Yeah, you're like,
yeah.
oh shit,
I can't breathe anymore.
yeah, I can't catch it. My breath coming, but I can't catch it.
Can't
You
catch
know
it.
what I'm saying? So it's like it's that deep water. It's taking somebody. It's like doing a marathon with somebody else. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, how far can you go?
Yeah.
I've hurt you. You've hurt me. You know, and now it's who prepared best, who had the best strategy, who now is smarter in survival.
Yeah.
Because sometimes too, you be the one that's about to get clipped, and then you see an opportunity and take it, and then next thing you know, that person's out. And you're like, oh my goodness, you know, it's like that's the thing too, you know, when we talk about these knockouts and things like that to the crowd, to the people watching, it's really not yeah, great, they're out. It's I want everyone to understand what the thought process of the contenders in the ring is at that moment, right? I want people to be able to identify, like, I can't see out of the one eye, and I'm still trying to take this person out,
Yeah.
or vice versa.
Like
Shit,
coming home after a night run, trying to put your
see
key in the
out of my
door.
left eye. So any right hands or anything coming from that angle, I gotta really be careful of.
You almost
You
gotta
know
have
what
a
I'm
sixth
saying?
sense.
You have to now develop, and I want people to understand that these people that, like, you are transforming as the fight goes on, as you get the damage or as you get fatigued, you are transforming into something, into a person that is, you're either fighting out of desperation, right? You're fighting out of understanding of, I don't have an eye. I
Repetition
don't
and
have a
sticking to the
hand.
game plan. You also
Yeah,
got those
I don't
fighters that
have
just stick to that game plan.
right. Things have been taken away from you. I fought, and I've punched and heard crack, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't use this no more.
Man, this is
I
gonna
gotta
suck
practice.
tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying? And then still mess around and try to win, and still mess around and knock the person out. Right. So I just want, like, having these chats with y'all, you know, having giving the viewers and giving people a better understanding of what they're looking at.
What these guys are going through. It's
Yeah.
good to put them in their shoes so they can
Yeah.
understand and appreciate the way that these knockouts actually happen and how hard these guys work to get these knockouts. That's why we do this, and that's why we still shout out everybody with their big knockouts, even though they didn't win our award. But I must say, shout out to Sonny Conto for that big KFC 2-piece. Gave him the
All
one.
right, Sonny.
Sonny
With the
Conto.
biscuit.
Yo,
Yes.
yeah, man.
Yes.
With all the fixins. 2-piece and all the fixins. You know it. You heard it here, man. That's the award. Guys, we gotta get out of here. So we gotta say our goodbyes. Sugar, thanks for joining me.
Thanks
Thank
for
you, Sugar.
having me, y'all.
Always a pleasure. For everybody, you can find Sugar 7:30s Wednesday night on this channel.
Wednesday night.
Sugar Show, Miss Too Bad, chalking it up with all the fans.
We
Don't
talk about
miss it.
women's boxing on Wednesday.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly. And my man Cedric, you know us. You'll see us tomorrow. Same time, same channel, new prospects. We'll let you know what gym we're talking about. Guys, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't yet, man, hit up Talkin' Fight. You know what it is. Subscribe, buy that membership, get that exclusive content. We'll see you next time, next week. Same time,
Bye-bye.
same channel, new knockout.